Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you a little quality content you deserve, and today I'll be going over Speedroids! Yay! Speedroids are a deck that are a Synchro Climb Wind Machine deck. They summon a bunch of 2-card interactions into smaller synchros that climb up into bigger synchros and bigger synchros until you see a board that's just these massive, powerful synchro monsters. And today I wanted to do a quick combo for the deck because it has a lot of these interactions, but now you need less and less cards to do them, and you can make some pretty exceptional boards from them. Now for this 1-card combo, all we need is Terror Top. Now you might be thinking Terror Top is limited, and it is, but not for Speedroids, because we have Speedroid Scratch and Win the Wind Channeler. Speedroid Scratch, you can send one Speedroid card from your hand to the graveyard to add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. So it just trades one Speedroid in your hand for Terror Top, or you can do Win the Wind Channeler. You can discard this card and one other wind monster from your hand to add a wind monster with 1500 less defense from your deck to your hand, aka Terror Top. So this deck actually has it at 7. So it's not that crazy if your opponent gets to it. But we're just going to go ahead and show off the combo of just Terror Top. Alright, we are going to special summon Terror Top from its own effect, and on its normal or special summon, we can add one Speedroid monster from our deck to our hand, and we are going to add Marble Machine. Then, we are going to normal summon said Marble Machine, and when this card is normal summoned, we can add one Speedroid monster from our deck to our hand. So we'll resolve a Stratos into Stratos, and we are going to add Tactumborg. Then, because we control a wind monster, we can special summon said Tactumborg. So, we just added an extra summon to a normal just Terror Top combo. And we will tribute the Tactumborg to special summon a Speedroid Tuner from our deck, which will be Red-Eyed Dice. And with Red-Eyed Dice, we're actually going to activate its effect to target Terror Top, and we are going to make it level 2. Now, we are going to Synchro Summon for a level 3 Synchro that is High Speedroid Cork Blaster. Cork Blaster has 2 pretty cool effects. The first one, you can add a Speedroid Spell Trap from your deck to your hand, which it actually has 2 good targets now. Not only the Speedroid Scratch that I've shown off, but you can also search a new trap for this deck, which is Duplicate, which is a compulse by banishing a wind monster from the graveyard, but it can also target spells and traps. So if your opponent sets some traps or activates Mystic Mine in the end phase, you activate this card, bounce to the hand, and you don't have to deal with it on your next turn. So very cool card, but it also has another effect of while it's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can target a Speedroid you control, reduce its level by 1, special summon this card as a monster from your graveyard that is a level 1 Wind Tuner, which is pretty cool. But we're not using that effect, despite the fact that I just went over it. We're actually using its other effect, which is way more powerful. And its other effect, if this card was Synchro Summoned using only Speedroids and all of the materials are still in the graveyard, you can special summon every single one of them. So we use Terror Top and Red-Eyed Dice, so we special summon both of them. It's literally a desynchro, except it doesn't get rid of itself, which is very cool. And it doesn't negate their effects either, so we're going to activate Red-Eyed Dice again to target Marble Machine, and we're going to make it level 6. And now, finally, we are going to go into the Speedroid Link High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. This card has 2 pretty cool effects. During the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon Wind Monster, but for the rest of the turn, you can only Synchro Summon. We're probably going to use that effect, depending on what we hit. But its other effect is you can banish one Wind Synchro monster from your extra deck, then reveal 2 Speedroids from your deck with different names that's level equals what we banished. Your opponent randomly adds one to the hand, and the other gets sent to the graveyard. Now this is where it changes. Because we are going to banish a level 7. And now with this level 7, I'm going to have to explain... I'm going to have to branch off into 2 different outcomes. One, where we get Din Din Daiko Duke, and the other where we get double Yo-Yo. Both of these lead to a board, but they're definitely different. So let's start off with the more impressive one, which is when we get double Yo-Yo to our hand and Daiko Duke gets sent to the graveyard. Now, this is a level 6 Marble Machine, and this is a level 3 Cork Blaster. You're going to sync both of these for a level 9, which will be Wolfriad, or whatever. So this card's pretty cool. It's new. You can only control one of them. He gains 300 attack each time another monster effect is activated. And while he has 4,000 attack, you can shuffle him into the extra deck and all your opponent's monsters into the deck. So that's nice. So he's at 2,500 attack now, but we are going to use the double summon of Rubber Band Shooter. It gains 300. Normal summon Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo activates to target Red-Eyed Dice. Special summon itself, so now we're at 600. 600. Red-Eyed Dice activates to make this level 6. This gets another 300. Then we will Synchro into any Clearwing level 7 Synchro monster, which could be the OG or Fast Dragon. Either works. And then finally, we are going to banish the Daiko Duke, which is like a Mizuki or Stygian Street Patrol for Speedroid tuners, to special summon Cork Blaster, this will gain, again, 300 more attack. And then we will sync these for a level 10 Synchro, which is Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. And this card is a beast. Its Synchro materials are very specific for what it is. It's one tuner Synchro monster, which we used, and then one non-tuner Clearwing monster, which we also use. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can activate its effect, it gains the attack of what activated, and then it becomes unaffected by other monster effects for the rest of the turn. So that's awesome. But its real effect is, once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap, you can negate the activation and destroy it. And then finally, if your opponent finally manages to out this, you can add one wind monster from your deck to your hand. If only this deck wasn't literally filled with wind monsters. So this is our board with double Yo-Yo. We have a 3,700 attack Wolfright, and then a Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. If your opponent activates a singular monster effect, this will go up to 4,000, and you can just shuffle away your opponent's board at any time. So that's very nice. You also have Spell and Trap Negation. So this is a pretty decent board, but it was literally made with one card. You have 4 other cards in hand. But that's one. That's if you get Yo-Yo. Now let's see what happens if you get Daiko Duke. Now, if you get Daiko Duke, this becomes a lot more complicated to the point where you'll have to completely change what you're doing. Because this Daiko Duke won't really accomplish much of anything if we double summon it with Rubber Band Shooter. So if this is all we have no other extenders, no other ways to play, which is very, very unlikely. We will then just synchro these 2 into Shin, which everyone's favorite, Dark Law 2, and then we can just end like this. Shin's a monster to deal with, and we'll have 4 random cards in our hand. in addition to the Daiko Duke, so we'll be fine for a while. This is definitely worse. However, I said if you had nothing else in hand, so let's go back before then, where this was still our board. If you like the last board so much, I'll tell you that you can still do it if you get Daiko Duke. You just need one of these two extenders, which is Horse Stilts or Speed Recovery, because both of these will effectively get a level 4 on board that you would need. So let's go with Horse Stilts, because it's definitely worse than Speed Recovery. You will then synchro these two into the Wolf, and then you will synchro climb this way. The only difference is that the Wolf will need your opponent to activate 2 monster effects on that turn instead of 1. Which is fine, because if they can only activate 1 monster effect, they're probably going to activate 2, or they're not trying to do anything. So that is totally fine. But that's basically it. That's all I wanted to show off. Thank you all for watching. This deck is actually very cool. I think it has plenty of combos that are super interesting. And I hope to see more of them. And I definitely think I'm not the best with this deck, so you guys could probably make some better combos out there. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Dinner Flags will take your soul.